He already said no to New England. Cleveland was all been there, but they're going to move on. He's not doing anything. So it's either the Niners or the Steelers. This is a process of elimination. I don't need somebody to tell me that. You know what I mean? I can think of that one myself.
Right.
I mean, from what I know. So, your sources are Money Pot Betting is your source. That's your source. And Mr.
And
Lee.
and by the way, make sure you subscribe.
Oh, this is we blowing. Mr. Brandon Aiyuk is signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this is an old video back, I think maybe a week ago or so. Still not signed, but all rumors and all signs are pointing to him that he is signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, there was a lot of talk with this story. There was two trades already in place and agreed upon. So it was on his team. It was one with the New England Patriots and
Mhm.
the other one with the Cleveland Browns, if I'm not mistaken. I think Washington was in there. They said the Steelers were in there, and then the Steelers kind of got out of the conversation of the talk. But the Niners had agreed with the Patriots, but Brandon Ayuk and them boys said no. And it's supposedly the story is that they had a contract deal with him for over 30 million. So it would have put him in the top
Big bag.
five.
Man.
So for a big bad, but he said no. He said he wanted to play with the Steelers. Steelers came back into play. Let me just check, Shefty real quick. But from my understanding, um, the agreement has been a verbal agreement has been made between the two. It's just getting it, getting things to be signed off on. What do you think about this, bro? Like, what is your thoughts on what has he done? How has he changed the division? One, and do you think he made the right choice?
Um, well, I mean, he's been with the 49ers for what, 3 years now, right?
I think his whole career, right?
Yeah, so was that 3 years, 4 years?
Yeah,
I'll say
I
three.
think so.
So you figure they've had their run, they failed multiple times, great teams. Um, I think he was gelling with Mike Purdy. I feel like Purdy was kind of finding him this past year for sure. Kind of
Hmm.
helped him out to being one of the elite wide receivers in the game. Um, but I guess they were just playing with the money. He wants the money, and I think he probably just got fed up that they're not going to pay him the money that he's asking for. So it's like, well, then I'm out. You know what I mean? So
Do you
I
think
wouldn't
he's
want to go.
worth it?
So I think, listen, I don't want to doubt Brandon Ayuk because I think he has a lot of talent. I think he's just that one tier below elite of the receivers right now. I don't put him in the CD Lamb or the Justin Jefferson category. I feel like he's like below that.
I think so too.
Um, I mean, even if you want to say like Devontae Smith area, I think he has that potential just because Devontae Smith has AJ Brown on the other side. If Devontae Smith was our number one, obviously I will put Devontae Smith way above that, but I feel like he kind of falls into that second tier as a strong number two somewhere. So, but I like him as a Pittsburgh Steeler. I mean, I think a lot of guys would like to play for Mike Tomlin. Um, this won't be nothing new for him. He came from Arizona State. I think at the time was it Herm Edwards that was coaching Arizona State at the time. So
Yeah.
he's familiar with that type of culture, no bullshit type of culture. I'm surprised at Washington. He didn't want to go to Washington and play with Daniels. I thought they had a lot of they're like best friends between Ayuk
Yeah,
and
he
Daniels.
remember he brung him to the like his contract interview or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, it
Didn't
was
he do
something on
something
that.
kind of weird?
So I
That
thought
was
Washington would be in the mix, which I think would be a good place. Although I don't think anybody wants to play in Washington, but if your
right.
homie's there, especially as the quarterback, I can see him going into Washington or Pittsburgh. But I think it's a good place for him as far as landing in Pittsburgh. You got two quarterbacks between Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson gets the nod as the number one. So you're going to be able to get the opportunity to get the ball and do what you want to do. And then you're going to obviously have a good defense behind you. So I think it's opportunity. Pittsburgh is a big football city.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It's very similar probably to it is in San Francisco as far as rowdy, loud, that same camaraderie between the 49ers and the Steelers. So I think it's a perfect fit for him to be a Steeler. I'm just happy they're not in our division at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it's a great fit. Like you said, I think he fits what they're doing there. So
Mhm.
it makes a lot of sense. And just got to wonder what the numbers are. They have a decent team. Wonder what Pickens feels because Pickens feels that he should be getting paid.
Hmm?
Um,
You said
what
what?
Pickens? George Pickens?
Oh, Pickens. For a second I thought you were talking about Pickett, Kenny
Oh
Pickett.
no, Pickens. No, Pickens.
Oh shit! I was like Kenny Pickett.
Pickens. No, two gloves, and we ain't worried about two gloves. Pickett.
I think don't we got
Um,
Pickett?
we got Pickett. He's a backup
Yeah,
quarterback.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
he's about
thought.
to take over for Hurts. You didn't know? Um, but with um, Pickens there, I mean they have a legit offense. It's just who's going to command the team, and more likely it will be Russell. Is my thought. They already named him the starter anyway, so it'd be interesting what Fields can do, but the more likely be Russell. I think when you said second tier, DJ Moore just got paid. Shout out to Philly. Moore just got paid, and I think he's around that same pay grade because Moore got 4 years of getting that money on the field.
Mhm.
Ayuk really just got the 1 year.
Yeah,
He just had this one past year, really.
yeah.
I think you know what I mean. So, but should he get paid? I agree he should get paid. I agree most of all these boys should get paid. But top five receiver,
No,
I mean, I know you hold yourself up there, but you're not up there. You know what I mean?
not yet. Anyway.
You're not, yeah, not yet at least. So, we'll see. But like you said, I think this will be a full fledged conclusion that he's signing with the Steelers tomorrow. I'm surprised, man. I thought Cleveland's got a hell of a roster. I'm surprised on Cleveland not pulling the bag. I think the word on the street was that they had to give up Cooper. Like Cooper was part of the trade,
Mm.
and maybe that's why
Which
Cleveland
makes sense. I'm sure Niners
fell
would
back.
like something back, right? Niners would like
Yeah,
something back. I mean, I think Niners got some good faith in the guy they picked, they drafted. I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head. Um, so I think they're okay with kind of you going out to pay and kind of going young, saving that money. Um, but I don't know. Should be interesting.
what do you think about the Niners now? Is that window closed? Like, that's a big hit for them to lose him because Debo get hurt all the time.
Yeah, Debo's always hurt, but I think they got the young. I can't think of his name. Who they drafted?
You
Is
talking
it?
about the white boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Purcell.
For Saul, something like that. So I think they're
Yeah.
really thinking he's going to be one of those guys, a sure hands guy. I think he's out of Florida, right?
I don't. I forget. Was it? Is it Florida? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's a sure hands guy. So I think they're hoping they can kind of pick up one of those. What's the Rams picked up last year in the late rounds that became did really well for the Rams. Why his names are
You
missing
talking
right
about
now.
Puka?
Puka, yeah. So I think they feel like he's very similar in that realm. Sure hands, can kind of get across the middle, deep post, stuff like that. So I think they have confidence in that. I don't know what they do. I don't know the one of the 49ers. They've been up there so long, just haven't got over that clip. I guess they got to go down somewhere, but they got a young quarterback in Brock Purdy. They're putting their faith in Brock Purdy. Obviously, George Kittle is still there. You still got Debo. I think Trent Williams was holding out for a minute. I don't know if he's back unless they settled that. I can't remember. I haven't really looked into it. The big question would be, you know, the linebackers. Are they going to be all back? I know it was a big injury last year to one of their big stars on defense. So we'll see, man. It's going to be a interesting season.
You must be a Patriots fan.
Sources.
Where you get your sources? Where you get your sources? Sources is that everybody is pointing the finger at. He didn't sign with Cleveland.
Mhm.
He didn't sign with New England. He said no, and then Pittsburgh comes in at the back end, and supposedly there's a verbal deal. I think that was on the Pat McAfee show with Mike Lombardi. There's a verbal deal in place. Now, could it not happen and things could switch up? Absolutely. Could the Niners all of a sudden grow a brain and re-sign him?
Mhm.
Absolutely. I'm just going off what I think is going to happen. Could it be wrong? Yeah, I could be wrong. But then if I'm right, then I'm right. So it's not
Yeah.
a big thing. You know what I mean? Trying to fuck up an algorithm right now, bro. Fuck with us. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah. I
all
mean, I
good.
think it's either those four places at the end of the day.
Well, it's not the two. He didn't. He's not
Yeah,
signing with
he declined.
Washington.
Yeah, declined the
He
Patriots.
already said no to New England. Cleveland was all been there, but they're going to move on. He's not doing anything. So it's either the Niners or the Steelers. This is a process of elimination. I don't need somebody to tell me that. You know what I mean? I can think of that one myself.
Right.
I mean, from what I know. So, um, your sources are Money Pot Betting is your source. That's your source. And Mr.
And
Lee.
and by the way, make sure you subscribe.
Oh, this is we blowing up on Twitter. We got over 500 people on Twitter.
Hey.
You know what I mean? We blowing up on Twitter right now. It's because Brandon Aiyuk signing with the Steelers. So everybody like, where you get that shit? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's what it is. We got the
That's what
inside
it is.
source.
I'm
King source.
fucking up algorithm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fucking up
Mike
algorithm.
Mike Tomlin told me. He told me
Yeah.
he
Fucking
gave
up
me
algorithm. You know what I mean?
he gave me the
That's
inside
all I'm
scoop.
doing. Oh, that's all I'm doing. He said, "Nah, I'm an Eagles fan." Oh, well, welcome to the show. We nothing but Eagles fans, baby.
Mhm.
Now I'm an Eagles fan. Watch how we be a sneaky team and grab them, but won't happen.
What?
Where?
Why would we grab
And
Brandon?
how we gonna pay him? He
No.
want to get paid like AJ. We
Hell
don't
no.
got no money to pay him.
And we ain't got no space.
Nowhere. Where is he gonna go? Who's gonna play the slot? You gonna put Slim Reap at the slot? I don't know. I don't mind him at the slot, but I don't know if he can do the slot full 17 games.
Howie
Oh no.
is not picking up
Yeah. This ain't an all
Brandon
Madden
Aiyuk.
team.
Unfortunately, we don't need receivers. We have enough receivers.
Yeah. We got enough
Playmakers for sure.
playmakers for sure.